Michigan Land Use Institute is a nonprofit organization based here in Traverse City. We do education and advocacy about sustainable development and clean energy and local agriculture and planning communities that function for all people. And we see Bay Bucks as an important part of building a strong local economy, about keeping resiliency in our community and building more economic wherewithal in tumultuous times. And it fits very well with our mission, and we're proud to be a part of it.
Hi, my name's Amy Kinney, and I'm the Development Director here at the Michigan Land Use Institute. And I wanted to share with you our Bay Bucks story. Just as recently as about a year ago, one of our members came into the office and surprised us with this bag of what turned out to be Bay Bucks. And we pulled out these new bills, these new fund bills that we'll show you a little bit later. And we're grateful and happy to receive this new kind of cash, which is our local currency, but we weren't really sure how we were going to integrate this money into our cash flow. We were eager to find a way because we believe in the concept of Bay Bucks. Part of our mission is promoting and strengthening our local economy and keeping the dollars in this community as much as possible. So we were game to give it a shot, but not exactly sure how difficult or easy it would be. So quickly we called a meeting with our accountant, and I'd like to introduce Cindy to you now, and she's going to explain to you the steps we took to get this accomplished.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Cindy. This is Cindy Redmond.
So it's very easy to work with Bay Bucks within your QuickBooks. The first step that we needed to do was to set up a new bank account within QuickBooks in the chart of accounts as a Bay Bucks bank account, and it's basically going to operate like any other bank account that you would have. So we set it up first as a bank account.
Can I ask a question about
Sure.
that part? How does this compare to a simple petty cash account?
Well, it's similar, but it's actually more like a true bank account.
Okay.
Because you will be making deposits into it when you receive Bay Bucks from people, and then you will also be dispersing funds out of it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a petty cash, but it's really like more an actual checking account.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And so then, once we set up the bank account, we made a deposit into that account for the Bay Bucks that they received from their donation. And then MLUI decided to go one step further and actually offer to pay people as part of their paychecks in Bay Bucks. So we also set that up, and that is very simple to do. So you would set up a new payroll item. It would be a miscellaneous after-tax deduction. Then within each employee's setup, you would set up the miscellaneous payroll deduction of Bay Bucks with the amount that each employee would like to receive.
So can I get just one more question? So not all employees had to participate, in other words.
Correct.
QuickBooks allows you to individualize that election if an
Exactly.
employee makes it.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's an election as if they wanted to have part of their paycheck going into a savings account. It would be setting up the same type of a miscellaneous deduction.
Okay. So it's,
Or if they had friend of the court, or if they had dues or a donation that they wanted to give to someone.
Okay.
So it's like setting up any other miscellaneous deduction. And within each employee's profile, you would set up the dollar amount that they want to have paid. And it will also show up on their paycheck stub as how much Bay Bucks they are receiving for that payroll and also year to date.
perfect.
And so it's very easy when you run payroll. It automatically will show on your payroll summary report how much would be that you would need to pay out in Bay Bucks for that pay period to all your employees, and how much also, cash that you'd be paying out to people. Another option that they have offered is to have part of their expense report reimbursements paid out in Bay Bucks. So when an employee turns in maybe a mileage reimbursement for traveling out of town to a meeting, they can request on the bottom of their expense reimbursement how much they would like to have paid in Bay Bucks.
And then a part of what we wanted to determine too, which Cindy helped me understand how to do, was one other way we decided we could use our Bay Bucks was to pay our regular vendors in town. Those other businesses who were accepting Bay Bucks occasionally will purchase from Oriana. We might give a gift of purchase tickets at the State Theater. We might send some people for a policy reason to go collect baked goods for a meeting we're having. And so there's several vendors who are already people we can use our Bay Bucks with in our normal course of doing business. And so Cindy helped me learn how to do that. And I think that's what step 4 is.
Right, and exactly, and that would be like paying a vendor, just like you normally would. You would enter your invoice in through your invoicing if you do it that way. And then when you go to select to pay that bill, instead of picking your checking account, you would select the Baybucks bank account as the account that the money is coming out of to pay the vendor.
And so, how do you think this has been working, from your viewpoint as accountant?
It's been working great. And the other thing I want to remind you that at the end of every month, you would want to reconcile your Baybucks account just like you do your normal checking accounts.
So you actually count your Baybucks.
Exactly.
And compare them to what your
Exactly.
QuickBooks says.
Exactly, and
Okay.
reconcile them.
What if the IRS comes calling and we got our Baybucks on the books? So Cindy, one of the other questions I had as somebody who's in charge of the financial, that we're all obeying the rules and regulations here, that's definitely on my shoulders. I want to make sure that at year end, when we are audited by an outside accounting firm, that we are complying with all the rules and regulations. And for instance, the IRS, they have particular ideas about this. Can you let me know how we're going to stand up at the year end when we look at our books?
Well, Amy, it really is no different than how an auditor would look at any of your other bank accounts. So as long as you're monthly reconciling your Baybucks and you're documenting the disbursements that you've made to your staff, and also you have keeping your invoices for payment to your vendors like any other expenses out of your normal bank accounts, you should have no problems passing your audit.
Great, that's good to know. Overall, if you consider these 4 simple steps that our accountant was able to teach us to do, and our bookkeeper's running with this already, the amount of investment and learning curve and what we had to expend in terms of energy to get Baybucks a part of our normal business was such a small effort compared to the great benefit we're receiving by receiving those Baybucks as employees and the good feeling we get by promoting them and spending them in the community. There's just no way to, it's without a doubt a great investment of our time and resources, and we're just so pleased to be a part of it in the community. So I would recommend it to anyone who's considering this option.
Yes, Amy, and working with Judy to set this up, I mean, we set up the QuickBooks in, probably less than an hour, and working with Judy monthly to reconcile it really takes no more time than reconciling the normal bank accounts. So it's really running very smooth here at Michigan Land Use Institute.
Yep. Yeah, so, and I'm not doing the accounting work, but I can attest that it seems to be just going so smoothly, and all the employees are really enjoying having these colorfully designed and beautiful Baybucks to keep in the community. We've just had a lot of fun with it. And I think we're at about 50% of the staff is now making the selection, and we're hoping to get to 100% participation within the next few months. So thank you to that great member who gave us our Baybucks start.